My ma loved coming back here.
Yeah. You appeared on stage with her here, didn't you?
Yes. First thing I ever did, I was 17. And I wasn't nervous at all. I was too stupid. You know,
well, maybe you might have been a bit young as well.
No, I think that I had nothing to lose, and I thought, why am I doing this? What, she wants me to do this, and oh, well, what the hell? I mean, and the thing that has made that memory so good for me is now I'm not afraid to be on stage with anybody.
Yeah, well, of course, because she was the biggest. And, of course, British audiences, almost more than anybody else, really loved her.
Yes, I know that. She did, too.
How did you feel when you went out on stage? You say you were 17, so I suppose you thought that that was the way it was all the time.
No, not at all. You know, I think the audience was terrific because I came out there and I was gawky and I looked kind of funny. And I really had to win the audience. I mean, it was, you know, well, Judy Garland's bringing her daughter on. And I think that they were kind of putting up with that. And so I really had to work hard. And they appreciated that. And at the end, it was marvelous because I made not only my mother, but myself proud.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting thing that it would be assumed that because you were Judy's daughter, that it would be a passport to everything. But there must have been a downside to it as well, that people would say, oh, well, I'm not going to give her a job just because she's Judy Garland's daughter.
Oh, sure.
And audiences might expect too much of you. Did you find that, or what did you find about a reaction when you started?
Well, I've come to, in thinking about it for so long, because you do try and explain it to people, it's very difficult to explain. I call it the of course syndrome, which is, let's say it's not me, let's pick somebody else. And no, let's say it's me.
Okay, let's say it's you.
Be brave these days.
Okay, it's live.
If I can wear this hair, I can say it's me, right? Anyway, you do something for the first time, like Best Foot Forward, like the first show I did. And somebody says, you know, I saw Liza Minnelli, and she's pretty good. And something, well, of course. Somebody else said, you know, I saw Liza Minnelli, she's not as good as I thought she'd be. I said, well, of course. And it always works like that. So there's nothing really you can do new to surprise the public, because they're always going to say, well, of course, because you're part of a theatrical family. So what you work for and what you go for and what I'm trying to do now more than ever, the way I feel just today, is to only surprise yourself.
When it became apparent that you were beginning to come through, you were succeeding, what was her reaction to that?
Oh, she was thrilled.
Was she?
Because we were great, great friends. And it was the same thing with my father. And they never stopped me, and they always encouraged me and gave me just smart advice, you know, for whatever advice counts. You know, if advice really counted, nobody'd get in any trouble. But they tried to guide me in a way that was really reasonable, because they knew I wanted to be in this business. They knew that I wasn't going to suddenly turn around and say, forget it, I'll paint. You know, it wasn't going to happen. I wanted to sing and dance and entertain. And it was marvelous. Unfortunately, you know, my mom passed away before Cabaret came out. So even before The Sterile Cuckoo came out. So she saw me on Broadway, but she never saw me
You never saw
in
the
a film.
major successes?
No, no.
You must regret that, looking back on that.
No, I don't. I think that it's all okay. It turned out for everybody the way it should, you know.
Yeah, because your mum's was, of course, a tragic end.
Not really.
No?
No, I think that, well, see, people have a misconception about her whole life, let alone her end. She was a very strong, very kind of happy woman, and she didn't like that to be part of her public persona because she felt it was nobody's business. But she had a huge humor about everything. And even though she died young, she did everything she ever wanted to do in her whole life. She took every moment and she ate it. It was just marvelous.